What's up, world? This is Rant America. A lot of people blame capitalism for a lot of their problems. You hear this scenario, what's the solution for capitalism? And people will say, well, of course, socialism, or communism, or beggarism, whatever. Overall, they're dead wrong. I like a lot of things about socialism, but I think it's inappropriate to say that it is the exact opposite of capitalism. Capitalism, what is it anyway? According to the dictionary, is an economic system characterized by private ownership of capital goods by investments that are determined by private decisions and the distribution of goods that are determined mainly by competition in the free market. So that was a lot of words. A summary of all that is private ownership of goods that can be traded for other goods of capital value. And that creates a market. The concept that we are able to own goods and trade them for other things is a form of capitalism. Now, to say that there's a potential for a world without capitalism, to me is kind of comical. Because capitalism more or less is just a behavior where we interact with people and make trades with people. So a world without capitalism is a world where you don't own anything. Imagine you wake up and you hear there's somebody in your bathroom. You go in there and it's a complete stranger and you're all like, what are you doing in my house? And the guy's just all like, what do you mean your house? A world without capitalism is a world without ownership, and it's a very bizarre world. I don't know how it would function. Now, there's a lot of confusion over the definition of capitalism. A lot of people will say that you have to have a free market to have capitalism due to the interactions we have with each other. I personally feel like that is a misinterpretation of the term, but as you can tell, if you just Google capitalism, you'll find 5 different versions of the word capitalism. And they vary depending on the markets they create, whether or not corporations are considered individuals or not. It's really a big mess, and it's all because of this problem we have here in America where we use subjective reasoning over objective reasoning. The term capitalism has a lot of varying meanings, and overall there's a little bit of a debate going on as far as what capitalism even is. I shouldn't even say that. That's ridiculous. There's not a debate. It's just people are confused what it means. If you just Google it up, you'll find multiple definitions of the term, and they will vary depending on whether or not they use the term free market, as in the interactions people make with each other to trade goods creates a free market, or it's some of the definitions also go as far as to say that corporations are people too. I tend to disagree with the thought process that a corporation is a person, and I do not feel it's a form of capitalism when corporations do business with each other. Okay?
Steven?
Yeah.
For some reason, our toilet will not flush.
That's not good.
Yeah.
We got flushing problems, people. So real quickly, what is a free market? I'm going to give a very brief definition of it. It's basically a market where you don't have outsiders intervening with a contract 2 individuals are having. You have the supplier and the consumer, and those people make a contract between each other, and anyone interfering with that contract, may it be taxes, may it be tariffs, any sort of influence, that is no longer a free market. Opting out of consumerism may give our lives more meaning, but it will not stop companies from acting irresponsibly. Capitalism is driven by imperatives, not choices. Is capitalism fair? Obviously no. Somebody born under a wealthy class individual is going to be more well off or better suited to work in this society than somebody who's, well, born poor. So no, capitalism in general is not fair. Is capitalism fair? Is gravity fair? A consumer in capitalism has very little influence. The argument that, you can just boycott something is kind of ridiculous. Overall, we don't have a lot of power because we can't group together. I mean, it's really hard to organize enough people to make a difference to a market in the first place. Corporations have way too much money, way too much influence to even try to compete against them. And to make an argument that you can throw out capitalism and just become self-efficient is ridiculous. The most self-efficient person out there probably has the lowest standard of life. I mean, Natives in South America may have the most self-efficient lifestyle, but would you argue that their quality of life is better than ours? I personally like our lifestyle. I don't like the wastefulness, but I feel like it's a pretty good lifestyle. An interesting thought, too, is whether or not capitalism is a moral choice. I mean, you don't really think about it, but is it moral to put a price on anything? Overall, capitalism works off of a basic idea that everything has a price tag and you can buy everything. And that's obviously not true. Well, maybe it kind of is, but still it's wrong, morally. You can buy whatever you want, but if you land on Park Place, the guy that owns Boardwalk is going to look at you a little funny. Because you get it, right? Because it's monopoly. And if you own Park Place and Boardwalk, you have a monopoly. And monopoly want to make monopolies because that's capitalism. It makes sense. Capitalism is a behavior. It is an interaction between two parties making an exchange. And you can't get rid of it. Of choices we make based off the idea that we can own property. In my mind, I feel like we just need to come to terms with the idea of capitalism. It's not perfect, but just like life, it's a necessity. Thank you very much for watching this segment of Rant America. I hope it was enlightening. Let me know if I got anything wrong or if you've got an opinion about it. Please like, subscribe, or comment. And remember, without capitalism, we wouldn't have gravity. The most self-efficient person probably has the most low standard of life. I don't know why I would say that, but I feel like it. So there.